this episode of Playlog, we're talking about the layoffs at the Highguard Studio and what it takes to survive as an indie multiplayer game. Hey everybody, CGDannyB back in with another episode of Playlog, the podcast where we talk all things indie gaming, but of course, we can't talk indie games alone because that'd be super boring. So, I've got my partner in crime, the Playtest kid themselves, Tofr. What's poppin', homie?
I am excited for Next Fest to start next week.
I'm so tired already. I have. Now, I have gotten my list. There's no embargo breaking here. We're just talking about the events. I have gotten quite a list of, hey, our demo is in Next Fest. It's out early. Would you like to play it early? I'm like, yes, I would. And I'll talk about it for Next Fest when the embargo's up. I have a whole document of which games I want to play. I've yet to touch any of them because I've been playing the other games leading up to this. So I'm sure hopefully into this weekend, it's just like, all right, crack those knuckles, demos. Let's play and see what's on there. Because I have like 5 or 6 of my guests. Can't wait to touch this one.
Oh yeah, I've got a list. I've written them down and these are just the ones that I really want to get to play, but I have.
Oh boy! Oh,
all of these.
Everyone, pause and enhance. Pause and enhance. Oh yeah. There's the ones where I'm like, I know I wrote all mine down from an email and they weren't on like social media or anything, or they might have been. I just didn't know. So I immediately in case they didn't say they had their demo out, I'm like, I'm not gonna show nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing. But if it was just like, oh, look, we said we have a demo. I'm like, oh, cool, sick, awesome. Like, I know I eventually have to go back to Twitter, just look at the hashtag and see who has posted about their game and who's going to be there and what I missed. And then that first day, I'm just going to play what I have emails about so everyone else can sort the algorithm and put the important stuff towards the top and whatnot. So we'll be good.
Yeah, smart. Smart.
Play it by ear. Go into all the fodder at first, like too much. There's 2 million demos here. And I have to find it again. I started watching somebody's interview. It was one, I don't know who exactly the guy was, but he knew everything about the ins and outs of Next Fest and best practices for it. And when you're making a game, this is your one shot. So don't just put it in to be in Next Fest, because if your demo's ass and you're in Next Fest, you've lost your shot and people are going to have a sour taste on it. I'm like, interesting. Okay. I can think of a couple games that did that. So sorry. But yeah, it was an interesting watch. I have to try and find it and send it to you because I think it was a interesting thing to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, Next Fest right around the corner. Happy belated Valentine's Day, by the way. Hope you had a lovely time.
Why, thank you. I celebrated completely alone.
Listen, sometimes you gotta.
I was my own Valentine.
As you should be. Treat yourself. You come first, always. Yeah, I had a very fun Valentine's. Mal and I hung out for the weekend. Posted pictures on Instagram if you guys don't follow me at CGDannyB. But we did a cute photo shoot in the Airbnb. We went golfing. We went to go see. I always gotta stop and think of the name of the movie. Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. That was really good. I enjoyed that a lot. We watched a lot of Blood on the Clock Tower. I don't know how familiar you are with that game.
I am not at all.
Okay, so it's have you seen the game Demon Bluff?
No.
Okay, cool. So I saw that first and then I heard about this other game. I'm like, oh, this is just Demon Bluff. And I was like, yes, that's what Zach said. I'm like, cool, got it. So it is essentially God, I'm hoping one of these sticks. Are you familiar with Mafia? Not like the open world GTA game, but like the Mafia, the cops, the doctor, who do you want to save, who do you want to kill, who do you think's the Mafia? It's that on steroids with 50 million different roles. It's insane.
Wow.
But it's you have the Mafia are the demons. So there's different types of demons. There's, oh my God, the Nodashi, which I'm not here to remember what any of them do. That's why I always have Mal when I watch, because Mal's like, this is that, and this is this is that, and that, and this. But there's this one that does the thing. There's a Scarlet Woman that every time, if the demon dies, the Scarlet Woman becomes that demon. So they don't know that the demon had died because they are immediately replaced. There are the townsfolk who can do different things. Every time someone dies, they can get the role of who that person was. But then it's who do we trust, who do we not trust? People can be drunk, which means they're given information, but they don't know they're drunk. So they don't know that information is incorrect, but they are told that they assume. But there's a script that has here are all the different roles that could be in this game. So people have an idea, they have the means to know if something could be wrong, but it's a matter of knowing or thinking about that it could be wrong. It's nuts. It's insane. I very much enjoyed watching it. We watched like 3 or 4 different games throughout the weekend as we like binged Mexican food, and the one night we got Wendy's and McDonald's. Got the real
Nice.
What a time. Listen, you tell me if this is a thing in Belgium. Y'all got baskets of fries at McDonald's?
I don't know because I haven't been to a McDonald's in years.
Okay. No. I don't know about this. Mal's been telling me about these baskets of fries, which is basically, it's like that little boardwalk container. It's just the little box that's got the fries in it, as opposed to McDonald's typical box of fries, right? And this, I guess it's the equivalent of like a large and a medium, like just that scale. So I guess like a large and a half or whatever. We finally get this thing, and I'm like, this thing's real. This is wild. Like, 'cause my McDonald's ain't got those. We don't have baskets of fries. It's a small, medium, large. That's all there is. So that was an astounding experience. But that, along with Wendy's nugs and a Baconator, good evening with the McDonald's Sprite, it was just the perfect meal. It was a good time.
You're just getting me hungry right now.
Listen, all right, we'll get McDonald's after this. Anyway, we're not here to talk about Valentine's and food. We're here to talk about indie games because this is Playlog Podcast, our weekly podcast. We talk about indie game news, reviews, and whatever we choose. If you enjoy what we do here, be sure to show us some support by doing a few very simple things, such as liking the video if you're on YouTube or leaving that glorious 5-star review if you're on audio platforms. It's simple, but it goes a long way to helping the show. You can also be a part of the show by writing in and asking us your questions or recommending your favorite indie games. Just use the Google form in the description of every episode and have your opinions be heard. Now, on to a little bit of housekeeping real quick. Do you like watching me and my hot D&D friends play make-believe? Then boy, do I have a list of shows for you. So, quick rundown of what we're looking at for the TTRPGs this week. The day this episode comes out on Thursday, we are in our finale of the Carpathian Sun. It's our Vaesen game. My character is watching everyone around him turn into werewolves and other crazy Vaesen folklore type creatures, and he's getting a little bit jealous about it. And he's really interested in how they do that and what's happening. Do I want to have my guy ask, could you make me a werewolf, please? Will it happen? I don't know. We don't know. All I have is my little reptilian weasel in my pocket. That's all I got. I won't know until we get there on Thursday night.
Damn.
Also, Monday night, we had our week off. We were back on Monday for Jollywood over on Rediscovery RPG. Episode 3 is happening. We are just about to escape the dome. This is our American Arcadia-inspired game. The guy's mustache is fake. I have a gun now, so I'm ready to go. There was a great moment for that one where Sarah's character was like losing her mind on my couch, and my guy's just like, I never brought a woman back here before, and I kind of wish I never did. I don't like it anymore. It was just great, just like gut busting moment. It was good stuff. I like Jason. Also, the funny bit with Jason is that nobody can remember his name. So we like people are just like, yeah, Jackson, right? You're like, Jason? You're like, oh, okay. Jacob? No, Jackson. Jason.
Oh,
fuck, I can't remember my own name. And then Chad like, hey, we're gonna go on break. We gotta protect. It's Sarah's character's Anna Marie. We gotta protect Anna Marie and Jefferson. It's like, my name is Jason. It's great. I love it. And then new game for this week, we're doing a one-shot of Fallout 3-on-3. If you guys remember our Fallout game from way back when over on Hack Recklessly. After Extra Life, LB offered, if we raise a certain fundraising goal, she would do a one-shot of the game for our channel. So we are doing a one-shot in that universe. I'm still debating if I want to play as Finn from the first game or if I want to do a brand new character. I have to see yet. But that will have myself, Mal, Kanai, Connor, Chris, and Wes, all the Extra Life crew, doing a one-shot in the LB's Fallout universe, and I'm very excited. LB will running that for us. It's going to be a great time. I should work on overlays and stuff for that. I'll get to it. But yes, that is the TTRPG space for us. However, I do have one more stream coming up this weekend. The Slop Squad is back, and we are playing RV There Yet. That is myself, LB, Mallory, and our buddy Chungus. It's going to be a great group. We all play Rivals together. It was supposed to be Zach, and then Zach is doing a charity fundraising stream on Folk and Myth, so we had to do some swapping around. But it's all good because we love Chungus. He is the polycule dog. It's a good time. That is the role he offered. We did not pick that for him, just so everybody knows. But yes, we all been waiting to play RV There Yet for a while and finally got time to play it on Slop Squad. So that's the plan for this weekend. Ba boom, timestamp. Anywho, Tofr, how we doing?
We're doing great. We're doing great. I'm excited to see your Slop Squad stream.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I've seen clips of this game.
I've seen some. Yeah, exactly. I've seen people play this, and it looks like a hell of a good time.
Mm-hmm. I think they added a winter map recently. I've seen the art for it, but I haven't seen the actual map. So I'm excited to dive in and see how far we can get. I don't know what the end of this game looks. I don't know if it is like runs like Repo, where if you lose and restart and everything, or if it is like you just gotta go. I don't know what the actual loop looks like, but I'm excited to find out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to pick that up then? I think I still need to own it. I think Chungus owns it, but I think the rest of us have to pick it up yet. Anyway, however, we are on to the topic of the show, which Tofr, some big news in the quote indie space this week, it's a lot to talk about. I'm just going to dive into it and talk about it here. We're all familiar with Highguard, the really dope but unfortunately overhated first-person shooter that came out last month, I think. Sometime.
Last month, yeah.
But this is an article from Michael Hyam over at IGN. Most of Highguard Studios has been laid off, says former dev. Wildlight confirms cuts. I'm going to start reading the article here. Layoffs have hit the development studio Wildlight Entertainment, makers of the recently released multiplayer shooter Highguard. This comes just out over 2 weeks after the free-to-play game on January 26th launch. Former senior level designer Alex Graner, posted on LinkedIn, quote, "Unfortunately, along with most of the team at Wildlight, I was laid off today," end quote. While the number of people who were laid off is not currently been confirmed, the studio's LinkedIn page states that the size was 51 to 200 employees. Wildlight's official X/Twitter account confirmed that the layoffs, with a statement reading, quote, "Today we made an incredibly difficult decision to part ways with a number of our team members while keeping a core group of developers to continue innovating on and supporting the game." On Blue Sky, Matt Piscatella from Circana, I believe is how you pronounce it, which tracks game sales and engagement, highlighted, quote, "Highguard debuted in the top 10 in weekly active users on US Steam, was top 20 on both US PlayStation and Xbox, which is the Circana player engagement tracker week ends on the 31st of January. And yet, according to Steam database, Highguard reached a peak concurrent player count of 97,294 on PC via Steam on release day and experienced a sharp decline with only 4,524 players 2 weeks after launch. Granner also said, quote, "This one really stings as there was a lot of unreleased content I was really looking forward to that I and others designed for Highguard," end quote. While it initially had a 3v3 competitive mode, a 5v5 mode was implemented just days after release due to players' reception to the small scale of the original mode. The team revealed a content roadmap on launch day that included updates with new items, modes, and characters each month throughout the year, packed with 7 separate episodes. It's unclear how the layoffs will affect the studio's plans as of now, but Wildlight says it'll continue to support the game. And then the story is developing, so that's currently all we have on that. Tofr, we wanted to talk about multiplayer indies, just multiplayer games, period, for a while. But I guess, did you ever get a chance to watch Highguard, check out Highguard, have thoughts on Highguard whatsoever?
I've watched some videos on Highguard, like people's opinions on Highguard. I haven't played it myself. I've seen people diss on it for no reason.
Yeah.
I've seen people with genuine complaints of like the 3-on-3 action not really working, and that 5-on-5 would have been a better option.
Yeah.
I've seen all kinds of opinions, but at the same time, I feel like this game might have been a bit cursed because of what it of how it got released to the public, like how it was announced to the public. I feel like if it hadn't had that many eyes on it, it could have been a bit more successful because it had like maybe less of a player base, but more engaged players.
Yeah.
Instead of what it had now.
I played Highguard on launch day. I liked what I got to play. I didn't love this game. I thought it was far from perfect, but it's very much got the bones of Apex, which I don't enjoy. Again, don't hate Apex. I prefer other shooters, right? So playing more Highguard and being like, oh, it's more Apex, not for me. I think the dilemma, and this, I learned this from Kind of Funny, so I don't know the official source or anything. I guess the dev said it at a closed event. The initial idea for this game was to drop it the same way they dropped Apex, right? Just one day, it came out. They flew a bunch of creators out to play it. Be like, hey, we've played this game. It's out now. Go play it. It's fucking rad. And then Jeff was like, hey, I got to play this game. I won it at the Game Awards. I don't know what that means for the studio. I know getting something at the Game Awards or opening it live is hella expensive. It costs so much fucking money to do that. I don't know if Jeff coming to you says, hey, I want your game, means Jeff just puts it in for free, or what that looks like. So I don't know if the team lost a lot of money in this and that makes it even worse for him. I can't say how that worked. But knowing that they were quietly just going to release this, have the creator say, hey, I played this game. It was awesome. It was dope. Go check it out. Which turned into, hey, I want to show this game at the Game Awards. Nothing was prepared marketing wise for a month between us seeing it and the game coming out, making it very difficult for the fans who are excited to stay excited because they don't know anything about it, and made it very easy for haters and people of just all different, grifting backgrounds on the internet to be like, hey, this game has no information. It's going to be terrible. It's going to be bad. It's going to be blah, 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 blah. Because it didn't give people the space to make their own thoughts and made them go, oh, content creators said it's bad and they haven't played it. Therefore, I must agree. I think if this was that secret game that just came out on the day it was supposed to, and people just dove in, then heard, oh, if people hate it, oh no, that's weird because I love it. I actually played it myself and I didn't make opinions. My most popular Blue Sky post ever, not like by much, it was like in the high double digits of likes, I think. It was just like, oh, hey, I saw you left a bad review of Highguard with 0.03 hours on the game. Your opinion is invalid to me. That means nothing. That means you basically turned the game on, you did the tutorial and said, this is a bad game. You have not played it. And a lot of people agree with me. A lot of people said, people are allowed to have opinions. I'm like, you absolutely are allowed to have an opinion. But if your opinion is, I didn't touch this game, it's bad, that is not an opinion. That is you just hating to hate. It doesn't matter what you think. Now, it may matter to someone. Maybe someone else says, I think I can go into a game and say I'm not interested in the way that it looks. That doesn't mean I have a stance on like, oh, it's bad or it's not. I just don't think I'm going to like it. That's fine. There are people saying this game is genuine dog ass. It's terrible. It hasn't done anything. And you haven't played it. You don't have anything to say. And what's unfortunate is that I'm not saying this game would have gone a different fate entirely if this came out the way they wanted it to. Because the shadow drop is a brutal thing to handle. But I do think a lot of people would have had more open mind instead of getting a month to kind of think about how bad this game could be and deciding that it's fact before they actually got to play it. So it sucks to see this team work on something so hard and so diligently. And I love the style. I love the vibe of this game. A little too Siege-like for me, and I hate Siege.
Oh no.
It just sucks to see this be the fate of it again after a month, and hearing the Concord haters get even more ammunition for multiplayer shooters. It sucks.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. It's a shame that you mentioned the reveal at the Game Awards. I don't think they actually paid for that. I think Jeff was just that much of a fan that he offered that space for free.
Cool. But I would believe that.
I could be wrong in that.
Yeah, I just don't know that.
I could be wrong in that, but I've heard it on a couple of news episodes of like gaming channels on YouTube.
Cool.
But yeah, it does make everything more difficult for the developers. Like you said, they didn't have any marketing materials.
Right.
So all of a sudden there's a month of silence. That's never going to work well. I've seen countless YouTube videos just saying, what's happening with Highguard? We're not hearing anything. The game must be dead.
Yeah.
And then to see people who haven't touched the game be able to voice their opinions in the same way that people who actually play it can.
Yeah.
Just doesn't really make any sense to me.
Yeah, it's brutal. I think I sit here again as related to what we actually like plan to talk about today, and what it is like surviving multiplayer games in the space. But like, this is one of those prime examples of like, even as big as the backing is on this game, like we had Jeff at the Game Awards, they sing from the heavens like, hey, we are part of the team that made Apex Legends. You're not Respawn, but we worked on it. We are the developers who did so. And be like, oh, cool, there's pedigree here. There are people who know what they're doing. And I think as someone who's not the biggest shooter player, especially not first person, I'm a third person guy all the way. I think there was so much here that screams promise, and a game coming out and not being pristine in the way that people envision it, I think makes it difficult to have staying power. And I think anytime we talk about an indie multiplayer game that we're excited for is tough, where it's like, how long do you last, right? Like we've talked about games like Karma Zoo, we've talked about 33 Immortals, games that aren't, oh, I can hop on and play whenever I want and play through the story and call it a day. I'm a free-to-play game that requires a player base to buy my skins and buy my currency and do all those things. Otherwise, we have no legs to stand on. So when a game comes out like that, how do you survive? A, if you have a premium price to yourself. B, if you don't have players that don't want to spend that money when they can go play XYZ multiplayer game for free. Like, there's just so many things that are against the multiplayer space, where if you aren't one of the big five, you're not the Call of Duty, the Rivals, the Overwatch, Overwatch was dying for a while and just got its big resurgence, which I'm, would like to pray that Highguard has a chance for that. But, yeah, it's just a lot to think about. I can't fathom wanting to make a multiplayer game in a space like this. That seems like such a burden.
Yeah. Especially like you mentioned, the fact that we have so many free-to-play games now to choose from.
Right.
That are actually active, it does make me wonder, like, what's the better option for indies to go free to play as well, which I think is pretty hard to like make any money off of.
Right.
Or do you ask players to pay a certain price for their game, and then offer something similar to other free to play games?
Yeah, I
don't know, because. No, when you get people to pay for your game, are they going to leave that review after 0.3 hours as well, saying the game sucks?
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's always, and this is psychology that's beyond my mind. I don't know how to even explain it if I wanted to. But thinking about if I had spent money on a game, I can't tell you last time I've spent money on a game and said, oh no, I wasted my money. Even if it's a game I don't like. Like, I guess I find value in playing something, even if I can be like, hey, I spent $60 on this and I did not like it. Like, a Days Gone might be a good example, where I was like, I bought the collector's edition of that. I enjoyed the game enough. I said so many times that it was a great 10-hour game trapped in a 60-hour game. And I very much enjoyed parts of it, but not all of it. But even then, I'm like, yeah, I didn't waste $60 on this game. I got my money's worth. I got the platinum. I had a good time. I played enough time of it. But yeah, there's a lot of times where I'll look at a game and I'm like, I know that's not going to be for me, so I won't buy it. Honestly, most of the time, it's one of those privileged things where it's rare that I have to buy a game that I want to play, because I want to play all the indies. And I think Dispatch last year was maybe the one that I'm like, oh, I didn't get a code for it. I just bought it. Outside of that, I think, like, I got Claire Obscure for review. I got most of the games I wanted to play for review. So I try to keep the mind of like, oh yes, people have to pay for these things most of the time. But free to play, right, if you think of it right now, the free to play market is Highguard, Overwatch, Marvel Rivals, Fortnite. I believe Call of Duty Warzone is still free to play. I think is how that works. Like, it's a big space of something you're committing your time to. I think that's one of the biggest things in multiplayer games. Like, right now, I put so many hours into Rivals, hundreds of hours. I might even be at the 1,000-hour mark now. I couldn't tell you for sure.
Damn.
Like, I play so much Rivals with my polycule, my girlfriend, like the whole 9 yards. We all play it all the time. And even when Highguard came out, I was like, it's tough for me to see a world where this becomes my replacement. A, because I would want friends who like it just as much as I do. And then I have to do a whole new financial commitment. I got to do the new battle pass. I got to do the new everything. It's similar to the way, and I'm getting a little rambly and dispatchy, so stick with me, where like Phil Spencer talked about the Xbox One PS4 generation of everybody built their library digitally that generation. If you're on PlayStation, that's your library is. If you're on Xbox, that's your library is. Trying to get someone to switch from an Xbox One to a PS5 is a little tough, because you're like, all right, let's go the other way around. A PS4 to an Xbox Series X, where all the games I bought are on my PlayStation, I can't just switch those to Xbox. Like, I can't just make them like carried over like I can a 4 to a 5. So in a similar but different vein of all my time and my money is invested in Marvel Rivals. So I can't just get all my skins in Highguard and all the hours and time and skill that I put into Marvel Rivals and have that translate to Highguard. So that's tough. That's tough to try and make that move. And I constantly fear for new multiplayer games, knowing that's the case, that you need your player base to stay alive. And if you don't have it, you're fucked. And you're in a case like this where now you have a small team who might still be working on this game for how much longer?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess I'm thinking, here, let me pull up my doc again, because now we ramble. Like, did I have a point? Did I have a direction I wanted to take this?
No, I get it. Like, there's a certain, I don't know what to call it, like a jobification of multiplayer games now, where you have to log in daily and you have to do these missions and you're investing all of this time and all of this money into battle passes and skins and stuff. So you're kind of locked in with that one game.
Totally.
So it makes it difficult to switch over to something else.
Yeah.
Because you have to restart that investment, even though you have a game where you've already invested so much and you can continue playing. That's basically the point I got from what you were saying.
Yeah. And even like I say that, right, where I mentioned the list of multiplayer games. I bought Overwatch back in 2016. Sounds right. That can't be right. Was it 2016? 2014. Fuck, whenever Overwatch came out, I bought the fucking game. I spent the $60 on Overwatch. Love that game. It was the biggest thing. Yeah. And then I stuck with Overwatch all the way through. Then be like, hey, we're making Overwatch 2. I can't wait for this single player or not the PvE story thing. Like, I was in it, and the moment they said, hey, we're dropping this, I'm like, man, I was one of the people who had your back. I was here trying to get this shit to come together, and you dropped the ball. I gotta switch. And that's where I made like kind of the full switch to Fortnite. I played that for years. And even then I was like getting sick of Fortnite, and then Marvel Rivals was around the corner. I'm like, I'm gonna give this a shot. And I played that beta, and I was in it. I was locked in. That was my everything for all time. And now even like Overwatch is having the resurgence. They're like, I might try it, but I don't think I see myself switching to Overwatch. Us in our Marvel Rivals Discord started playing Deadlock, the new Valve MOBA. And I really like the characters for that. And we haven't made any kind of full switch. We've all been playing it. We've just done like bot matches so far because none of us are very proficient in MOBAs. But like, I really like Rem, my little nightmare cretin guy who walks around with like pillows, and he's like, it's time to take a nap. And I'm like, I love this little dude. I love it. But like, I don't even know if Deadlock has the microtransactions and stuff to to buy right now. If it does, I haven't seen it, or it's not very like in your face. But it's like the next multiplayer game that could take up the space in a certain genre, right? Which makes now, even if Highguard has a resurgence, there's more it has to compete with another game that did succeed in keeping its player base around. So I guess I think when we talk about, these are all the free-to-play ones, right? But we talk about the indie multiplayer games that come out, and we look at like some of the ones top of my head, I'm thinking like Bandit Trap. Again, I bring up Karma Zoo, 33 Immortals, like a game coming out with the premium price.
Friends.
Which one was it?
Friends versus Friends.
Friends versus Friends, another great one where it's like, it's a multiplayer game that's going to require people to be here playing it. How do you keep that alive? Or I guess, how does a developer plan for not the end of their game, but like dive into what comes next with the immediate success, if any, of their game? I don't know what thoughts you might have on multiplayer games. I know it's not typically your bag, but...
No, it isn't, because I generally don't like the AAA multiplayer games, because usually it's because of the other players. There's a lot of toxicity there, which I just don't enjoy. I used to play FIFA, and I tried playing that online a couple of times, and that was just the worst. But trying to do the same with indie games is tough when unless games seem to get picked up by something like Epic Games,
right?
There's just not enough staying power there. These indie teams don't have the marketing budgets. They don't have the budgets to, like, the only game I can think of that has had the continuous support needed for a multiplayer game is No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
And that is a multiplayer game. It's not the type of multiplayer game you might automatically think of, but that's the only team that I can think of that has put in 10 years now of continuous updates, continuous support for that game. Most indie teams don't have that kind of budget, don't have that kind of support to keep that going. So how do you get started with a multiplayer game? It's a shame. I forget the name. There was one that you played last year that seemed like a hell of a lot of fun, and it turned out to be dead after like a week, which I thought was a real shame.
Trying to think. Do you remember anything about the game? Or just
no.
Some
I remember it looked cartoony. I think it was like the same word twice. the title, but I'm not sure.
Same word twice.
But I could be completely wrong with that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
I don't remember.
It'll be one that pops in my head. I'm like, this thing.
Yeah, it's one that you played with like the other guys on your channel, and you guys seem to have a blast with it. But then, you played it before the game came out, and then when it came out, it turned out to be dead in like a week.
It's gonna haunt me all day now. I'm like, what game did I play? I didn't play any games last year.
Sorry.
It can't be that many. I'm like, what fucking games did I play? I mean, immediately, like I thought of Party Animals. I think it was 2 years ago. But like even then, I don't know if that's dead. I don't know what that space is. But that's another example of like a game that came at a premium price that I think it was on Game Pass and then came off Game Pass. I don't know how many people are still playing it. I love the Party Animals. It's great. But yeah, now when we sit here, I'm like, what is that available? What game was that? What game was I fucking talking about? It's gonna haunt me. If you have any of you are like, oh, it was this. I'm like, oh, that bitch. Okay. I'm having nightmares trying to think of what game this was. Yeah.
I wish I remembered. I really don't.
I get it. No sweat. I think we mentioned the premium title ones, or like the ones that come out free that have the chance. But we think about, or you mentioned them being picked up by Epic. And immediately we think of Rocket League and Fall Guys, who were like those games.
Yeah.
Like we came out free on PlayStation Plus, and the games aren't free, but they had their workaround of you paid for PlayStation Plus, which paid for them to make their game free. And those are probably the two big examples of like, here's a multiplayer game that kept me in the space, or it kept me in it because I got it for free. And then that events everyone else loving it and playing it, being like, oh yes, I loved Fall Guys. I'm having so much fun because it's free. Then didn't grab it. Like, okay, I can spend $20 to have fun with my friends. And like Rocket League, I didn't get it for the month it was free, or I'm on Xbox or Steam and it's not free, but I pick it up. Which I believe, I know Rocket League definitely did. I think Fall Guys made the move to free to play. But like,
yeah,
I know Rocket League has its space. That there's a niche enough audience, a niche but big audience that plays that. I couldn't tell you what Fall Guys is like anymore. I don't know if they could keep the pace of new obstacle course maps to keep people in the game anymore.
The last I heard is that it wasn't doing too well.
Okay. Let me see if Fall Guys can correct.
When it comes to player base.
Yeah.
But I haven't played it in over a year, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see. As of 44 minutes ago, there were 570 players online. Peak players in the last 24 hours was 714. All-time peak was 172,000. So it's definitely down. But again, like it's not good by any means. But it is the space. Like the game is gone. If people aren't making content for it, or if it's not being covered, or if Mediatonic's working on their next big thing. Because I know technically Mediatonic, I don't know if Mediatonic's still a studio, actually. I assume they are. I know developers from Mediatonic moved on to Poison Station, I think it's called. They make Frog Sqwad, which we'll talk about later in this episode. But yeah, it's such a fickle thing of where, sorry, not Poison, Panic Stations, not Poison Stations.
Okay.
They're the ones making Frog Sqwad and the new Fall Guys game. But I would love to hear from a multiplayer dev, because I got to talk a little bit to Bandit Trap at Summer Game Fest, because they're making Home Alone game. It's 3v1. You have three people trying to break into the house, grab the stuff, get the jewels, get out. You have the one guy who is playing the Kevin McAllister, but he's like a little robot who sets traps and everything. The fridge, the dryer, the sink, you make flood the floor. You could put the fridge so it freezes the water. Like there's all these different traps. And I'm like, this is such a cool thing. Is this going to be free to play? And they were like, no, the plan is to be a premium price. I'm like, that's tough. Not that I don't think I would buy it, but I think trying to tell everyone like, oh, look at the space where time and money is limited. I want to get into this game and I want to play it with people, but I have to A, convince myself to buy it, B, know that I have the time to play it, C, convince my friends to buy it, and D, know that my friends have time to play it. Especially something that's so like in that space where you have all these things against it of saying we need to buy it, we need to have time to play it, whereas you kind of void out, I don't have to buy it because the game is free if it's, go down the list, the rivals, the whatevers, and then we just kind of find the time whenever we do. So I think it just becomes a very different thing of trying to convince friends to buy a game in the space we're in. Then it becomes possible if you stay alive because you can't convince people to buy it. And you're like, hey, streamers, creators, do the thing. And sometimes it's pop off. Sometimes you get the right streamer to play the game and then everybody hops onto it. But sometimes they spend the money to say, hey, streamer, play our game. Oh, that was like a really good game to get clips out of. Awesome. I'm still not going to buy it and play it. You know, so it's.
Yeah.
That's brutal. I hate it.
You have to get lucky sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Among Us.
Exactly. I was going to run into that. Yeah.
That game didn't pop off until like what, a year after release?
I think it was
2
two.
years?
I think it was 2018 release, and then COVID is when it popped off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just need that lucky break, but you can't. There's like, as a dev, you can't just like hope for a break like that.
Right.
You have to calculate your opportunities, and it's tough. And I really appreciate devs still trying to do this and trying to make it happen. Like, for example, there's plenty of trading card games that are still being made.
Sure.
With every Steam Next Fest, I see demos for those pop up. And I'm thinking like, oh man, I really hope this might be the game that breaks the curse, because most of them just don't get the player base to continue on for longer than a couple of months.
Yeah. Totally. You mentioned a trading card game. I saw it at PAX Unplugged this year, and it was a really cool concept. It was like a pin-based trading card game, where what you would do is you had like 3 layers on a pin. It was almost like a little sticky note kind of format, where it's like, here's the character, rotate it up, here's attack 2, rotate up, here's attack 3. And I'm like, oh, this is a really cool thing. Wow, is this niche? Wow, is this difficult to get? Because you have to be like, oh, I'm going to a convention to play this game, right? Mm-hmm. I don't see myself going to Walmart, going to the checkout aisle and being like, oh, look, my new pins for Pinomania. I forget what it was called. Grab a thing like, oh, we have people playing our Discord. I'm like, that's cool. Have you thought about just making an app then? Like, no, the thing is about the collectability. I'm like, that's fair. But like, then I'm in the headspace of like, oh, well, now Toys to Life. The aesthetic is that it's a toy that I buy and I put on the portal. I'm like, I get that. I feel that. But I've created this barrier to entry, says the guy with the fucking wall of amiibo behind him, right? That doesn't open them. I just think they're cool looking. But being like, the only way to play this game is this tactile, spend the money, meet your friends in person at a convention thing. So if I go to a con, like my con is PAX East, and then probably Summer Game Fest if I get invited again, and then PAX Unplugged. So if we're talking every 4 to 5 months, I got something going on. Yeah, let's say every 3 to 4 months, I got something going on that justifies me playing that game. It's hard to stay committed to that. That's why, like, I really enjoy that the Pokemon trading card game has an app, because it's not the regular trading card game. I don't have to spend money on it. I get 2 free packs every day. I think it's fun just to open it and see what I get. I don't really play the online matches. I play against bots, but like, I think that's really simple and good to do. And I think if there's a game that can reach that audience and do that, unfortunately, saying digital over tactile, I think there's survival to it. In the same hat where Power World's like, hey, we're doing a trading card game now. We're doing a physical one. I'm like, awesome. I would love if that becomes a digital one, because I would love to play a digital Power World game, like a card game. But they're still so early on that. I don't know what they're doing. Man, I want to see. I also want to see a trading card game succeed, just because you brought it up. I want to see that like pop off. But I am concerned in a space where it's a commitment. It's knowing that you have to stick around and keep that going. And then for the devs, they need an audience who all want to stick around and keep that going. It's very tough.
Yep. Especially another problem I see with multiplayer games is that even just after like a couple of weeks, there's going to be players that are just way too good at the game.
Oh, yeah.
Making it so much harder for new players to get into it. I've struggled with that because I'm not a good gamer. I know this. But like, for example, with Friends versus Friends, I don't play it anymore just because the people who are online are just way too good at this game, and I'm just an amateur.
Yep.
I'd love to play it, but I just can't. I keep losing and I mean, I don't mind losing that much, but when that's all you're doing, it just sucks the fun right out of the game.
Totally.
And it happens with trading card games, it happens with shooters, it happens with all different kinds of games. There's going to be these players that are just too good, that have hundreds upon hundreds of hours in this game, and you're like, why are we being matched with these players from the get-go?
Yeah.
There has to be some more options for balancing issues.
But like even here, because I'm thinking about, because I enjoyed Friends versus Friends when I played the demo. But like it was the same issue I had. I was like, I really dig this. I can't see myself enjoying this against like I would need. It has to be friends. I have to play with friends. Yeah. Because if I'm going against randos who are way too good, if I'm like, oh cool, me and 3 other friends picked it up and we're all playing it for the first time, like cool, look, we're all goofy, silly time. Ah, you got me, buddy. Like I think that's a very different vibe than like, oh cool, the dude who bought this game at launch and has not put it down is like, all right, I see a noob get online, time to break his neck. I'm like, I don't want to be here. This makes it, I'm gonna stay. This makes it feels so unfun. 79 players as of 18 minutes ago. Peak in the last 24 hours was 107. I'm not usually a Steam charts guy, but now I'm just because we're talking about the multiplayer stuff. And then all-time peak concurrence is 5,531. So I mean, for an indie multiplayer game, not like a small number to ratio those at, but definitely interesting. I really wouldn't have thought 80 players online was like a thing for Friends versus Friends. I'm glad there's a space for it. I'm glad there's an audience of people playing.
Yeah, it's cool to hear.
Yeah.
But again, I won't be one of them because those 80 players will kick my butt every single time.
I'm good. Thanks, everybody. I don't want to do that. I want to stay somewhere else and have fun. Here. Sorry, I just got an email. I'm going to look at that later. But, yeah, I'm trying to think of the other thoughts you might have had on multiplayer stuff. Are there any like multiplayer games that didn't succeed that you kind of hoped would, or upcoming ones that you're hoping don't flop in that way? Something that's like, I don't know how much the PvE or I guess PvP space you're like, oh, this is something I have an eye on, or if you're more just.
I'm not really looking at the PvP space. Yeah. The only multiplayer games I tend to look at are the ones that you can play in co-op or couch multiplayer.
Same
stuff like that. So no, I don't really have any games to keep an eye on.
Damn.
Yeah. I was looking at a couple of those trading card games for the upcoming Steam Next Fest.
Yeah.
But the thing with those is that plenty of them now use AI or NFTs, and it's like there's plenty of barriers to entry for indie multiplayer games. We don't need even more.
Yeah. Listen, I want to see. Hopefully, bringing it back to Highguard here, I want to see some kind of revival for it, or at least some world to stay stable. But like, excuse me, I started yawning through that. I guess I'll swing back to this article because we didn't look at it. But this one is Zach, forgive me, Zwiesen, over at Kotaku. It was like the Highguard website is down as players brace for the worst. Just a few weeks after launch and less than 3 months after it was first announced at the Game Awards, Highguard is still alive, but its official website is suddenly down, sparking online rumors that the game is not long for this world. As spotted by Reb's Game and others earlier today, the official Highguard playhighguard.com website was replaced with a simple static page featuring the game's logo and a message that says this site is currently unavailable. Below that is a support email to ping about the down website. Kotaku has contacted Wildlight Entertainment for more information. It seems the site has been down since at least 7:50 a.m. EST. The Raid Shooter's big reveal was the last teaser at the night of the Game Awards in December, and Highguard finally did a launch. Okay, so then nothing else new there. But basically, yeah, the website was down this morning, and let me see if, as of recording this,
still is.
It is cool.
It still is.
Yeah. So I don't know that immediately says anything about the game itself. It's just the website's down. I assume in a world where they're laying people off and doing whatever that looks like, I doubt the website's their highest priority, but I see why in a world where like this game's getting shut down and the website is down, how much that looks still horrible for a potential Concord 2, shenanigan right here. So, Yeah, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful to see something out of Highguard. Not that I have any desire to go back and play any more of it. I think I got my fill. I would like to see other people enjoy it and see more clips and stuff of it. I think it's a fun game to watch, but the same way I don't play League, but I watch it like people play it, or I don't play Overwatch currently, but I watch people do cool things. I would like to see Highguard have its space, but again, you're asking gamers to spread their time, and who's going to commit entirely to Highguard is their game. And for what I see, a lot of people do enjoy it. And like the one trailer, I guess they put out a teaser trailer for the next character, who's this cool dude in like metal. He looks almost like Iron Man, but he's a big tanky dude. Okay. Like that Mark 1 armor kind of deal. And everyone's like, oh, he looks so cool. Like, I can't wait to play him. And all the comments are like, this game was overhated. There was no reason for this. And we're talking the Asmongold's, the people who are just like, oh no, game bad. And I'm like, shut up. You're, fuck. Your opinion is so terrible. I hate you as a human. But I don't know. Tis what tis, I suppose.
I suppose.
Man.
Now, I do get, like, especially with the website now being down, I wouldn't start playing Highguard right now. Because when it looks like there's not that much of a future to the game, why would you start playing it?
Yeah. Right.
They need to get... They do need to get that website back up and get people to like, well, to at least show some proof of like this game still exists. This game is still going places. People aren't going to invest their time into something that they think is going to die anyway.
Yeah. Right. Because again, yeah, you're committing to that. So then, I put all my time and my money into this thing that gets shut off, and then it's always give or take. Will this game reimburse me to any capacity? I'm thinking recently, like Anthem, like, oh, I spent my $60 on Anthem. The servers go down. I just can't play the game anymore. And I don't get a refund for the game I bought that they took away from me, right? Like, I don't necessarily 100% agree with it, but I understand the mentality of if me buying a game doesn't mean I own it, then me pirating a game doesn't mean I'm stealing. And I'm like, I get it. I don't pirate my games. Again, as somebody who mostly gets the games he wants for review and everything, like, I'm in a place of privilege. But, in the world that we're in, where at any time the thing could be taken away from me, even when I spent my money on it, I don't get that money back. I won't scold somebody for that, so.
Yeah.
Except
the
indies.
Whole digital ownership.
Yeah. Buy your fucking indies. We love indies. Support your damn devs.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on those multiplayer games?
I just hope we can reach like a space where indie games get big enough to make it possible for multiplayer games to exist.
Yeah.
But I think we're still some way off of that. But with the current state of AAA games, I think that space could be coming in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
But yeah, in the meantime, it's gonna be a question of which dev is gonna want to risk it.
Yeah. We'll see. Someone out there, and I would love to see. I love watching no-clip documentaries on games like that, and getting the like, here's where we started making the game, here's what it looked like, and just that evolution of where a game started and where it became. Like, if we got the indie game movie, that was what? It was Fez, Super Meat Boy, and Braid. Is that what it was about? If we got more of those, I would love like a documentary like that every year. Just to see what came out. I would love to see one that was like Shovel Knight, Celeste, Hollow Knight. And that's probably a big one to pick at. But like, I would enjoy that so much. Just every year getting an indie game documentary about the survival of devs and where it went. Whether they succeeded, failed, whatever. But I would love to see that. I would love a Highguard documentary. Danny O'Dwyer, if you can make one for Highguard, I would love to watch that. That'd be such a fascinating watch.
It really would.
Yeah. But, multiplayer, that's for the birds. We don't even know that noise, We're over here playing real games, this single-player good shit, which means we're on to what we've been playing. Let me see. Ooh, hold on. Tofr. I have 3. Oh, I get to start. Not that I haven't talked enough today. But yeah, I got to play a game for review. I'm trying to find the footage. Here it is. We actually got this key a month ago. I have not finished the game yet because it's very, 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 very difficult. It is very challenging. Oh my God, is it hard? But we've been talking about it in our indie game reviewers Discord. The game is Love Eternal. It is awesome. This game fucks. Love Eternal is very much Celeste, but far less forgiving. Oh my god, does it kick my teeth in?
Oh, damn.
Holy shit. I love it. It's great. There's a rhythm to it, right? Where it is you hit the checkpoint, you're in this level, you're going to keep trying it till you pass it, or you decide to give up for the night. I had that happen a couple times. It's tough. But it also has this very like surreal narrative to it in the way they tell their story. Like you start as this character, you're in your room, you're going out for dinner, the phone rings. All of a sudden your dad's this weird spider humanoid thing on the table. Like the fuck just happened? And then you're in this space. You're in this mostly monochromatic world of like, okay, I got to jump and I got to platform through the level. It's very momentum based where you are throwing yourself forward, be that down, up, left or right. And then you get to flip one time in the air. So if you're falling and then you flip upside down, you're like, whoop, and then fly back up. There are these crystals, very much like Celeste. If you grab one, you get to redo your flip. So there's a rhythm almost, I hesitate to say musically, but it is if I jump and I know when I flip and I see myself go and I hear that glass shatter that I hit it, I know I'm about to swing up and I'm going to do it again. And each time you die and redo it, there is the ting, 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 and you just get in that rhythm of what this level sounds like and how to beat it. And the moment you hear that you missed that note, you know you fucked up. You're like, I got to do it again because I missed this note. Because there's not a... It seems like... I am not good enough for these games to tell you yay, nay, it's all of them. It seems like there is one way to beat each level. It isn't like, oh, dude, if I do it this way and do that and da-da-da, like, there's a platform I can kind of grab onto, unless you're super mega speedrun, cheaty, whatever mode. It is, hey, you find it and you do it. And if you don't do it, you die. And you're going to try again. I think I'm on World 3. I sat in a call with Mal the other night. Mal was playing something from my library. I think it was a cozy like sticker game. And I sat there. Oh no, Mal was working on something else, and we were watching The Traders. And I was playing this while we watched. And Mal just watched me just progressively just fall back in my seat. She's like, "Baby, all right?" I'm like, "I can't fucking do it, babe. I keep dying. I keep fucking dying. I can't do it." So I screen shared, and Mal just watched me like jump, ting, and like video watchers, you are seeing me die over and over and over again. It is brutal. But after each chapter, there are these like little mini like gameplay style cutscenes that'll take place. And I won't go into the spoilers because I think people should play this and experience it. I don't see accessibility options at the moment. So this is the tough one to be like, everyone needs to play it like you would Celeste, where you have the chance to make it easy so you can actually beat it. It seems like you gotta fucking grit your teeth and get through. Based on the things I've heard from Gilles Grote and Mike Towndrow, from the Indie Council, there's moments in here that are just jaw-droppingly amazing that I need to experience. So I want to go back and see this one through to the end, even if I have to bash my skull through a brick wall to do it. I'm gonna try. But narratively here, there is this moment where you run into this like statue that like kind of talks to you but doesn't really answer the questions you have for it. But then you end up meeting this other character who is talking about its birthday, like what's going on here, and he's talking at everybody, his wife, grandma, the kid, and is very like short-handed with the things that he says. Like he doesn't really have a conversation. It's like, children should not be heard, they should be seen, or like, you know, something like that. Like it's very like, wow, that's not a human thing to say. And it makes sense because it's not a human thing to say, because then the character you're as goes back to the statue of this character. And it is, and you're seeing here that he is the real, I think it's Devesh, is in this statue. He's like, "What do you want from me?" And he's like, "I'm going to find the girl." So the girl you're playing as, this alien character, goes after her to try and clone her, but there's not really a lot of context to what is happening quite yet. So like, I'm still very much in the dark of who's doing what and what the ultimate plot here is. But again, very surreal, very, very weird, but so pretty. So fun. I love the audio design. I love the gameplay. I love getting my ass kicked over and over again every single fucking day. I really hope this game is shorter than longer, so I could just power through and defeat it. And it's like, oh, it took you 10 hours to beat 5 levels. That'd be great. Very challenging. Very challenging. I could feel my brain melting out of my ears, but I do love that. That is just the warning I have to give. Anyone's like, oh, it looks cool. It is so hard. It is so difficult. And it's not that it's like difficult because they put too many obstacles or anything. It's perfectly fine. It is Geometry Dash is the best thing I can give you. It is, this level is designed to be done this way. And when you get the timing right and the pacing right, you're good. But when you can't do that, you're not good. And that's Love Eternal. And I eternally love it. But I'm gonna fucking die again and again and again and again and again. This game fucks.
It's interesting because I kind of want to play it, but I'm kind of scared to because I only just managed to beat Celeste last year.
Right.
And I'm not sure I'm ready yet to commit to another game like it.
Sure.
Seeing these puzzles, seeing you die over and over again. It looks like the timing is brutal.
It's everything. It's got to be done right. And like even there's some of that spacing where like if anyone was watching the video one, I made it through half this puzzle and then I was just too far to the right. So I scraped a spike and I had to restart the whole level. And I say that like audio listeners might be like, oh, I restarted the whole level. It's not like I'm going back to the beginning of Mario 1-1 to try and race to the end. It is Celeste where this screen is the puzzle. This is the level. You're not trying to progress forward and get teleport back to the section and blah, 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 blah. Like it is very much you're existing in this space. But sometimes on like these ones where it is moving platforms that have lasers connected to them and I have to get through 10 different spots to then get to the end of the level and then like I was right there and damn, I lost. I got to start over. So it's challenging. It's tough. I will repeat. It is mind-numbing. And I've had to do that. I got to turn this off. I'll come back tomorrow. I'll beat a level, beat another 10 levels, and then I'm like, all right, this is the one today. This is the one that stops me today. I can't do it. I'll come back tomorrow.
This one looks like it could have used a checkpoint, like right where that lever is.
Yep. And some levels do have that. I think more don't than do have like an additional checkpoint. But yeah, I think having a checkpoint there would have been so lovely to be like, I did it. But yeah, the little white spots are your checkpoints and everything. But yeah, it's really dope. I like this game a lot.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm really curious because I especially want to learn more about the story. But I'll wait and see if I actually play it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not ready to bash my head in over this yet.
I get it. It's a tough world, Tofr. It's a tough world to be in.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it does look cool though. I love the visuals.
So good. It is out today, as of this episode dropping. So the video is out. This might, if I have the time, I might make it into a TikTok. So it's out tomorrow for the embargo. But Thursday is the day it's out for everyone at home on Steam. So check it out.
Yes.
Timestamp. Tofr, what we got?
Yes. I received a key to get a sneak peek at Fishbowl, the new game by I Miss My Friend Studio, which and that's being published by Wholesome Games. There is a demo available of the first day of this game, and the preview I got access to gave me access to a couple of more days in the life of, what was her name again? Alo. Or Alo, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Okay.
But yeah, she is a 21-year-old woman who has just moved to the big city because she managed to get her dream job. She's also grieving the loss of her grandmother, so it's kind of an interesting time in her life, especially with the moment you start the game. She gets to hear that the world is going into lockdown and people are going to have to start to work from home. So she has to deal with being unsure about her job and if she's actually good at it. She has to deal with being away from her loved ones and adjusting to a life in a big city when she's never lived in a big city before.
Yeah.
And she's still dealing with that immense sense of grief for her grandmother. But then she receives some stuff that belonged to her grandmother, and one of those things is a toy fish.
No.
And that toy fish apparently is magical.
Magic fish!
Yes, it's a magical fish. and it shares memories of your childhood because it was there during your childhood with when you were spending time with your grandmother, with your mother. So it's sharing those memories with you while you're adjusting to life in lockdown, adjusting to life in the big city. Um, it's really interesting so far. Gameplay is divided in a couple of things. You can walk around your apartment and like make coffee and stuff.
Yeah.
Grab something to eat, do your laundry, do other chores. Then you have calls with your loved ones. That this can be your mother, can also be friends or co-workers. And then you have your actual job, which is video editing.
Yeah.
Now, the video editing is luckily for people who don't have any experience with video editing software. It's just basically getting the right block of data towards the right color. It's just a color matching puzzle. Um, but yeah, those are the main parts of the game. There's also a sliding puzzle that you get to solve once in a while when you have to unpack a box and you have to try and reach the thing that's at the bottom, which is another fun thing to do. But mostly this game is about the writing. It's all about dealing with that grief. It's a major part of those first days that you spend with Alo, and it's just really good. You can feel the history that she has with the people that she interacts with.
Yeah.
You can feel how she's feeling with dealing with all of the things that she's dealing with. I think this is gonna be a really special game and one of the highlights of this year from what I've played so far.
Hell yeah. I'm excited. I have the playtest as well. I haven't had a chance to play it at all. I played the original demo. I don't forget if it was a Next Fest or a wholesome game showcase kind of deal. But really dug it, especially the video editing part where I was like, ooh, I want to see how that plays. I don't know how much it's evolved since that first demo, but yeah, I think I see myself getting lost in this one narratively. Being like, this gameplay moment has me hooked, and all of a sudden, like, what happened with the fish, or what happened with mom, or like what's going on in this mental dream state kind of thing, like what events are taking place. I think it was really dope, and I'm excited to dive in and play this new version and see what else is here.
Yeah, I would really strongly advise you to do so because it took me about 40 minutes.
Okay.
So it's not the longest preview.
Yeah.
But you get to spend a couple of days and you get to see how things evolve, how things escalate a bit. It's really cool. You get to explore your apartment freely as well. So like, you have this kind of mood bar.
Yeah.
That really influences how you're feeling. And you can do things in your apartment to make your mood go up. Like getting a coffee, eating a slice of toast or something else delicious.
Yeah.
Taking a shower can make you feel better. But then all of a sudden there are things maybe even out of your control that will make you feel worse. Those things then influence which dialogue options you can choose from when you're having your phone calls with your loved ones or your colleagues. So there's plenty going on, and so far it interacts with each other in a really good way, and I'm very eager to play more.
Hell yeah!
We only have to wait until April.
Oh, good. That's so soon.
Yeah.
I'm jazzed. This is a great year of, not that we just like did our most anticipated. There's a lot of great games coming out, but like, even as you sit and think about that, right? Like we did that, and I put our post up on Instagram, and Liam from Tanuki Pond was just like, you didn't even mention my game. I'm like, fuck, I knew I'd forget something. I'm so excited for Tanuki as well. And that'd be another great, but like, there's so many that like, not that like, oh, I choose to forgot, but like Fishbowl is another one I didn't think about coming out this year. After it got picked up by Wholesome Games and being published by them. Like, it's just gonna be a banger year. Not that any of these past years have not been banger years for indies, but like being in February and seeing what's coming in the future months, like we're set. We have good shit coming.
Yeah, we're gonna run out of time again, aren't we?
Oh yeah, 1,000%. We ran out of time January 2nd, man. It was long gone. But yeah, hoping there's time to dive in and play a little bit more of each of these, and yeah, I want to get to this Fishbowl demo soon. Then the problem becomes like, well, Tofr covered it, so now I gotta play it at least. But yeah, this game looks rad.
Well,
I'm so excited.
If you don't find the time to play it, I can suggest you just watch the footage I sent you because it's the entire demo.
There we go. Understood. Got it. We'll nail it. Any thoughts on Fishbowl?
I'm just really excited to play it. I love like seeing once again, it's a game set and as I think Southeast Asia. So it's a culture that I don't know that much about.
Okay.
And getting to learn more about that is something that I really enjoy as well. I can't wait. I hope we get a set release date soon.
Hopefully. I'm sure we'll get it. It'll be right around the corner. It'll be April 1st. And they're like, psych, gotcha, April 2nd, suckers. Oh, bet. Fishbowl coming soon. Wishlisted on Steam. There's your plug.
Yes.
Okay. I got into the playtest for another game that I'm very, very excited about. It's not quite friend slot, but it is like a co-op simulation game. It is called Rewind 99. It is essentially you and your friends are running an old video rental store, and it's that vibe. You go in, you go to the computer, you go to the store management stuff, you order 16 copies of the hit action movie coming out. And right now they have like all these generic default parody ones where it's Die Hard, but it's Try Hard. It's Finding Nemo, but it's Finding Emo. It's Legally Blonde, but it's Illegally Blonde. Yeah, all those different things.
Yeah.
You go in, you set up the shop, you put the shelves up, you put the movies on the shelves, you open the store. I hesitate because I immediately want to be like, Moonlighter? It's not very Moonlighter. It's not that. But like if you've played the grocery store Sims or anything else, like you roll in, open the door, customer's like, I want this movie. They put it on the counter, you scan it, put it in the bag. That's going to be $11.36. They give you cash. Let me give you appropriate change like the monitor says. Or they use the credit card, swipe. Thanks, have a good day. Management calls like, hey, we need more impulse buys. Go put candy by the register. You go to the computer, order the candy, do the whole thing, right? And you're progressively evolving the store. I will say I got into this playtest. I got to play a little bit early. This demo that I got to check out is not quite where I think it needs to be for like the public to play it. Matt and I ran through it last night. I did capture footage. I am showing you the trailer because the frame rate on this thing had me sick last night. I was not very comfortable playing it. I'm going to chalk it up halfway to being a long day, but halfway to like it just did not perform super well. But combine that with just some of the functional bugs that were taking place where like people rent the videos, they bring them back, they go into the return box. What you have to do is take them out of the return box, put them in the machine, rewind the tape so you can put them back on the shelf. That section just did not work. Mallory and I spent about 20 minutes trying to figure out how to rewind a fucking tape. That was brutal. That was tough. So we'd grab the tape. It's like, all right, rewind it. And you go to the station like, well, what do? You could take the tape out of your inventory, but you couldn't place it. But then if I stepped away from the table, I could then put the tape on the table, but then I couldn't take the tape out of the box and put it in the machine. So Mal put it down and then I took it. I was able to put the tape into the machine, but then it's like, press this button to rewind it. So if I press the button to rewind it, I would take the tape out of the machine. I'm like, well, I haven't rewound it yet. So I put it in the machine, and then I backed up, and then Mal stepped in, and then Mal was able to rewind it. But then when she picked it up, dropped it on the floor, and we weren't able to pick it back up. So it was this combination of what I think should have been place it, rewind it, take it off, set it, was just functionally not there. It did not work. And that was kind of the spot where like, all right, well, this isn't working. Let's try a brand new world. Mal hosted. Mal couldn't get me into the game. Like she'd invite me, I'd accept, and it wouldn't load in. It would show that we were both in the same lobby, but I'm sitting on the menu. So I say all of that to be like, yes, the version of this demo that I don't know if it's a public demo yet or what the case is. I don't know how early I got access to it that the rest of the world does or does not. If the demo is on Steam and it's the same version I got to play, it's not up to snuff yet. And it is not up to snuff yet. And I say that not to be like, this game's going to be bad, because what I'm getting here and what I did get to play, frame rate and all that shit aside, is very cool. I think I'm going to see myself getting lost in just the mundane running a video store and what goofy parody stuff's going to happen, getting to evolve my store. But in the space of, if this is the first experience that people get with it, I could see it after talking about what multiplayer space is going to be and everything. Not that it's a PvP thing, But I think if you jump into this game and play this demo and get the sour taste for it, it's going to be tough to want to come back when it comes out good.
Oh no.
So I can't currently recommend anyone check out the demo or anything for it. I did not have a stellar time, but I am still very excited to play this more when the game functions properly.
Yeah.
So yes, I am still very high on this game. I think it's going to be great. But it's just, I can't say it's in a state that's worth trying yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there is a demo available right now on Steam, so that's not a good sign.
Then I would say I wouldn't play that demo just yet. Keep an eye out for when they update it, because right now it's. Mal mentioned theirs ran a little bit better. There's the part of me, it's like I know I had OBS open and we had Discord open, so it might have just been like my PC was kind of just chugging. But even all that, like, God, I just felt my brain melting. We ended up playing another playtest, which is still redacted, so I can't talk about it yet. Sorry, team. I was gonna, but it's not redacted. It's redacted until after the podcast comes out, so I can't do it.
Oh no.
Happens. It's fine. I'll make a TikTok. But yeah, I think Real 99 is one to wish list and keep your eye on. I just don't think it's in a state that's worth being like, oh yes, this is the experience I look forward to. I think it's the current demo is more detrimental to the success of this game than I think it needs to be. So let's just dream highly of it right now and play later. I think that's it. Those are my thoughts on Real 199. Looks cool.
It does look cool, but yeah, it does need some work.
Yeah. Really dope though. Let me see. I'm back out of here. Tofr, you got another game to talk about.
Yeah, it's a demo as well.
Okay.
It's a demo that's only available on itch right now. Not on Steam yet for some reason. Don't really know why they chose to do that, but it's for a game called Crownbreakers.
Okay.
This is a deck building roguelike from the makers of Nowhere Prophet, Shark Bomb Studios.
Okay.
If you played Nowhere Prophet, you know that placing your heroes on the battlefield plays a major role instead of just playing your cards. And that's the case here as well. In this one, you live in a magical city that's being held in a chokehold by tyrants who steal souls to make them their own lives better. It's very unsubtle about its commentary on current society.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you are part of the revolution who's about to take back control of the city by reclaiming those souls that are being stolen. You use champions instead of heroes. They're called champions. And you place them on the battlefield, and then you get to do a couple of things. You have energy to play cards, and you also have one action that you can take, like one attack that you can do as your hero, as your champion, and you can move your champion to somewhere else on the board. As you fight and defeat minions, you keep moving forward on the battlefield. So the battlefield goes to the right of your screen until you fight that level's boss. And then you move on to the next level.
Okay.
In between levels, you can talk to people. You can get items from them. There are different shops to buy items from. You can upgrade your champion or champions later in the game. It doesn't sound exciting the way that I'm explaining it, and this is one that you really have to see in action for it to understand how cool it is. But yeah, I'm really digging it so far. I've only played one run. One cool thing about this demo is that you play a run, and then the moment you die, you get sent to like somewhere far further on in the game to just get a taste of like that end game kind of combat.
Yeah.
Which I think was a really cool thing to do. But I want to go back and try and finish my run.
Totally.
The run that you can play is like 3 levels until you reach a final boss.
Yeah.
And I died at the first level.
Okay.
I'm really not good at this game just yet.
Yeah.
But it looks. I really dig the style of it. If you've played Nowhere Prophet, that had a really distinct style to it as well. They've evolved that style to create this, what was it called, spirit punk kind of atmosphere. And it's just, I really recommend playing the demo. You can only find it on itch. It is coming to Steam at some point, although we don't know when just yet.
Sure.
Maybe for Steam Next Fest, who knows? But I'm not too sure about that. But if you can, just go and download it off of itch, because it's really worth your time. You're gonna have about an hour of gameplay, I think. Especially if you manage to get further than I did during my run. But it's a really cool concept, and I really want to play more of this.
Hell yeah, it looks dope. When you had mentioned it, right? And Crownbreakers, I thought of Rainbreakers, the like Hades like game that came out last year. And then when I saw the art, I'm like, is it Rainbreakers? Is it the same? Because the title, that neon punk visual style kind of deal. I'm like, wait, is that what? No, it's not. It's the same thing, but it's very reminiscent of that. And I wish I could tell you which roguelike I'm thinking of that has this grid-based kind of thing. It was very neon, almost Mega Man looking kind of game. If I could think of for the life of me what that game was called. But it reminds me a lot of that. And I'm like, okay, I'm seeing the building blocks here. It looks cool. It looks fun. I'm almost imagining it on like mobile. Obviously, I think doing it vertical, going bottom to top as opposed to left to right, but that same kind of format, I think could work really well. Because I'm just imagining playing this with my thumb, and I'm like, oh, this could be a vibe.
Yeah,
I like this.
Yeah, it would be cool to see that happen.
Yeah. But yeah, it looks dope. I want to keep this one on my radar. So we said there's not like a Steam page or period yet, like anything.
There is a Steam page, but the demo isn't on there.
Got it.
Yeah.
And so still worth wishlisting. Got it.
Yeah.
Dope. Yeah, this is rad.
I think so too. Yeah.
That's fucking.
We had a great year for deck builders last year, but it looks like this year might be just as good.
Gotta run more, man. Gotta get more. Sick. All right, guys. So Crownbreakers, check it out. Timestamp. I got one more game to talk about. It's the big boy.
Very curious about this one.
One of the big guys. So last week we got to play the playtest of Sqwad, which is the new game from Panic Station, which is made up of a bunch of people from Mediatonics, the guys who made Fall Guys. Off the rip, I think this game, it has all of the building blocks from Fall Guys. It's very repo. So you're going in and you need to collect a bunch of food for the Swamp King. You put him in your belly. You go fill the boat. Once you take it outside, if you hit your quota, the Swamp King eats it. You move on to the next day. If you miss it, you lose a life. If you lose 3 lives, game over. Yeah. Unlike Repo, where it's not like you're going in to fight spooky, scary monsters that are chasing you around and everything, it is obstacle courses. So if you've run a Fall Guys obstacle course, it's very much that. You have the spinning platforms, the big rubber things that are knocking you off of things, the jump and grab and hang on to things so you don't fall, stuff falling out of pipes from the ceiling. Like it is unapologetically Fall Guys. It's like you see it. You see all of those building blocks. And I love that. I think it's a very different pace for something like the other Friend Slop games that are not bad by any means, but they all build on horror, right? And they're all like, oh, we died because the big scary thing popped out and ate us. There are enemies at some points, like things will come and chase you down. But they're not like super mega, the giant monster with a hammer hand is chasing me down. Like it is a bunch of different things that are more like, oh, look, there's this slime that eats you. And like, and by the way, yeah, Emily from No Small Games, thanks for the raid. Appreciate you. For video watchers, not currently on the podcast in the stream when we played. But yeah, we had went in and we're discovering all the different things and how it worked. I think this game is going to rock when it comes out. I think we're gonna have a blast. One of the big things about the playtest, and I'm hoping this is planned to be implemented and just wasn't ready for this game. The proximity chat was not there. Boy, did that make it brutal. That made it very, very, very difficult to play. Because the thing is, it's like in any other Friend Slop, you're in separate rooms and you're like, oh, we got to grab this thing, whatever. I'm talking to the person who's in the room with me. Without the proximity chat, it was just, there was in-game chat, so we could still hear each other, like muted in Discord. But I'm in one room trying to solve a puzzle with Kanai and Wes, while Mal got trapped in another room. And while I'm holding something up, I can't go pick up Mal, but I'm hearing Mal call for help. And then I'm hearing Wes, Connor and Chris do another puzzle where I'm like, hey guys, I need someone to confirm that they heard anything. And I hear someone speak, but they're not speaking to me. Or if they are, it doesn't sound like they're speaking to me. So I'm like, hey, sorry, there's a lot going. It was very overstimulating. It became very difficult. There was a spot early on where I had to not yell at anybody. I'm like, hey guys, I need us to lock in a little bit here, because I totally understand we're all doing separate puzzles and we have to talk, but sometimes the crosstalk is too much, where I'm listening to, we have to solve this, but I have you on this room goofing and gaffing and giggling, which is a fun game. You're supposed to do all those things, but imagining that we're all on the same phone call. One of us is trying to talk about work. One of us is trying to talk about what's going on with the kids. And one of us is trying to talk about my car breaking down. And I can't hear all of those things at once. It became very, very, very difficult to perform well in this game. Because you get, I think it's like 15 minutes. You go in, grab all the food you can. You go back and turn it in. If you don't make the boat leaves without you and you end up getting left behind. One of the goofy, really silly things that I do enjoy a lot is the more food you eat, the bigger you get. So if you can see, it's a little bit behind Tofr's camera, but there's like a food meter. The more you eat, the larger your frog gets, to the point where you will just become a ball. Like you are a round frog that has to be rolled around. You can't walk. Let's see if I have footage of that. I think is it on here. Not what I was looking for, but yeah, you become a bigger frog the more food you eat. So you want to take it back to the boat and deposit it so you can take it back to the Swamp King. But in the complete opposite quarter, if you take too much damage, you don't have anything in your stomach, you become a tadpole. So you become this squeaky little like, hey, somebody come save me, I'm dying, what's going on? And you can't get up until someone comes over and feeds you. So you have to eat so you can grow again. I think Frog Sqwad has the potential to be just as charming as like Repo in the terms of the way the robots are. They do the same like open mouth slapping nothingness of like the I'm talking. Like it is very similar stylistically, and I love that. I think figuring out the proximity chat and being able to lean into the Fall Guys platforming and obstacle courses is going to make this game stand out in this friend slap space, and I love that. I think this is going to be awesome. Yes, that proximity chat is a must. It is required. If that isn't working, where I can just hear the people around me, and like even if they're on again proximity, if someone's across the hall and I hear them screaming, cool, awesome, let them be heard to that degree. But if I'm across the entire sewer talking to one person, but I can hear their whole conversation over here and they're not even anywhere near me, it just makes this impossible to be able to be cohesive and get stuff done. But yeah, other than that, had a great time. The game performed well. There's a shop where like you earn money for completing the run, but there wasn't anything in the shop, so I wasn't quite ready for the game. You'll find boxes, video watchers, you see it, you find boxes that have food in them, and you each have to kind of like grab them, and there's different ways to do it where you can either grab and pull it apart if it's fragile enough, or you can slingshot it. So I kept trying to explain it, and it seemed like people weren't getting what I needed them to do, but you need to do like the 3-point slingshot. So two of you stand, grab it, the third person pull back, let go. And you'll just launch it and slam it into a wall and it'll break. But the amount of times it's like ready, 1, 2, 3, and then everyone like, not everybody let go. Not everybody let go. You let go. I'm gonna hold it. Chris, you're gonna hold it. Wes, you launch it. Right, 1, 2, and then Chris and Wes. I'm like, why are we all letting go? Okay, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Just give me this. We'll smack, like throw it down or like get big and roll things over. And so like, and I will also chalk it up to the ability to hear each other in a world that was so loud. But this rocks. This is so cool. I had a blast with it. I'm looking forward to seeing how else the levels evolve. I think we just talked about Fall Guys earlier this episode and being like, oh, but like, when the levels become so much of this, like they don't evolve much more, what else can we do? I'm excited to see it. I just noticed this one fucked us. God damn it. The numbers are hidden behind my screen. So we're running out of time and we had to go put food in the boat and it's behind my face. Can I hide my face cam? Yeah. We hit our goal. We hit the 1200. And then as soon as the boat started to move, things fell out of the boat. So we dropped down below our quota. I'm like, no, we needed that. So that's, damn it. But it is silly. It is friend slap unapologetically. Which honestly, we could do a whole episode on the title friend slap because I have a TikTok I need to make soon about some guy who got mad at me for using friend slap. Like, shut your fucking mouth. What are you talking about? Why are you angry? I'm enjoying this game so much. I'm excited to see the full version and everything fine-tuned, but the game fucks. It's so much fun.
I can imagine. It looks really polished as well. Like, This is something that you could easily imagine being at a AAA initiative or
Oh,
something like that.
totally, 1,000%. And it is that case of like big studio who you already know has the pedigree, has made this game. It's like, oh, cool. I see where all these stepping stones came from, and you're there. I think. So we do Slop Squad typically on Saturday nights, where it's me and LB, and then whoever else we want to get into the cycle for a different game. We play friend slop games. A couple weeks ago, we played. Excuse me. We played a game called Haunted Heist, which was early playtest, not even like a go on Steam and get it yet. It was tough, because the game was just functionally not there, and it's a 10-player game. So it was a combination of 10 people trying to play this game. But the whole thing with that game is you can mute each other, and like, oh, the goal is the killers can mute the regular players so that they can't communicate with one another. But in the moment, we were in the lobby, and I'm trying to explain, hey, here's how the game is going to work. So I spoke for like 30 seconds about what we were going to do for stream. And someone was like, hey, Danny, we can't hear anything you're saying. I'm like, it's because one of you is fucking around. I need you to stop doing that. Stop. I'm losing my mind. And there was a whole conversation about what that looks like later, of like, we could do these big games, but we have to have a more reserved group of people that could understand the content mind of, I need you to shut up when you need to shut up, not keep talking when we're trying to do something. And that became, not that I want those friends to not play with us, but I want those friends to play with us when we're doing a 4-player game. So it's manageable, as opposed to a 10-player game where we have to talk to everybody. And that was the whole thing. So as far as that, Slop Squad became we want to play a game that we know is not necessarily good, but is out. That isn't let's try a play test that's not built properly and ends up being really bad and doesn't give us great content or even be a fun game to recommend to people, but something that is, oh, cool, check out what we have here. And we were concerned Frog Squad might be in that camp of not good enough. And I still think we'd probably be in that space because of the proximity chat. That is the biggest thing that I like. If a developer from Panic Stations is watching and being like, oh, cool, what's the one thing we want to take away? The proximity chat. I need that to function. Because that broke me way too many times. But once that's there, if they said, hey, we updated the playtest, the proximity chat works, I'd be ready to play this game today. Like, I love what I got to do. Drop the shop, anything that's not in there, whatever. Cool. This is awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool to see them making another certified banger.
Certified banger. Yeah, cool game. Timestamp. That's what we've been playing, which means Tofr, round of the indies releasing this week. You want to hop on those bad boys and tell us all about them?
Sure thing. This is for the week of February 19th until February 25th. On February 19th, we're getting Sea Frog releasing on Switch. Death Howl is making its move to PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. Demon Tides releases on PC. Love Eternal releases on PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC. Dead in Antares releases on PC, and Key Fairy releases on PC. On February 20th, Horripilant. I
have no idea what that is.
Yeah, releases on PC. Then on February 23rd, the Steam Next Fest starts for its February edition. On February 24th, Bread and Fred make their way to PlayStation and Xbox. And on February 25th, in the middle of Next Fest, Nested Lands releases on PC in early access, which is a brave move.
Yeah. Let me see here. Nested Lands. I think I know the name. I'm trying to think of which game this one is. Oh, it looks kind of cool. I've got a few press emails about it, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Nested Lands. I don't know. It part of it's giving like point and click, like Sierra point and click visually. But I think it's survival. Yeah, survival horror. Okay. Looks cool.
Yeah.
We had Love Eternal we talked about, Demon Tides, Sea Frog. Which one was that one? So this guy? Is this a different sea? Oh, this guy. Yeah. Forgot about this.
Wait, it's out already?
I think so. I think the Switch one is coming out this week.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. So it's out on Steam already. But yeah, it's like a skateboarding frog game. Looks cool.
Yeah. I'm also looking forward to Dead in Antares.
Yeah, let's see here.
Which is a turn-based survival management game set on an alien planet. And it's by Ishtar Games, the people who made Lakeburg Legacies.
This guy did it Antares. Ba-boop. Ooh, okay, hold on. I like the character style.
Yeah.
Immediately I saw this. I'm like, Slay the Spire? What the fuck is happening here? Yeah, the characters, they remind me of that one Dope Nod game. Harmony, I think it was.
Ooh, yeah,
I was in
yeah,
Harmony
yeah.
a lot.
That was a really
Cool.
good game.
Yeah, I got the demo and then I just never got around to the full thing. I just couldn't tell you what 10 things came out that week. I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta prioritize these. But,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a regular problem.
it is. Too much to play.
Yep.
And then Death Out coming to console is cool. I know you really dug that one, and I think I got a few press emails about code and was like, I just don't know if I have the bandwidth right now, but I would like to.
Yeah, it's a pretty long game, so
Yeah.
it would take me quite some time to finish it.
For sure. Right now I'm working on my Ball Pit Platinum, so that's the goal.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, get that shit done. But yeah, good week of games. Let us know in the comments which games you're looking forward to. Also, Bread and Fred, great co-op game. Would recommend it. It's tough. It's challenging. But there's checkpoints you can put if you put on the accessibility options. And anytime we were like, uh-oh, we got to a good spot, we got to stay here, Kanata would go, Charlie! And a penguin would fly in and put a little flag down to make sure you didn't die. So we had our friend Charlie. Charlie!
Nice.
It was great. But time, Sam. Which means we're on to our indie spotlight. So, Tofr, what game you got to show us that everyone should be keeping their eyes on?
It's a game that's only available on itch.io, and it's completely free. It's called Butterfly Soup.
Yeah.
I saw Jenny Wyndham mention it in her Valentine's Day post
Oh, okay.
on romance video games. It's a visual novel, about 3 to 4 hours long, and it's all about lesbians playing baseball and falling in love.
Let's go, lesbians.
Yeah, and it's just so charming. The writing is just so charming. It has all that teenage drama and angst that you would expect, and it's just so cool. There's a sequel to this one as well, which is free as well.
Okay.
And I've had it installed ever since it released, and I haven't played that one yet. So I really need to get to that.
Yeah.
But the first game is just so good. It's so well written. It's so funny. It's charming. Yeah, it's lovely.
Oh, and look, I know you talked about this once, and I forget if it was just cute. One video we talked about lists. We talked about this game for sure. I'm like, yeah, I do really like it. It gives me like Dream Daddy, like dating sim vibes, where I'm like, I really like this. So definitely one I want to give a shot at some point. It might be a good just weekend playthrough kind of deal.
Yeah. It's only about 3 hours long, so it's a quick playthrough as well.
Bet. Hell yeah, guys. Check out Butterfly Soup. Again, on itch. So don't go to this Steam place. The one platform for games. You gotta go to itch. Dope. Fuck yeah. And then timestamp, which means Tofr, we've reached the end of our show. We've talked about everything there in the world to talk about. Multiplayer games, Frog Squad, Love Eternal, Fishbowl. We talked about it all. That was everything.
Damn.
No more podcasts.
All
Thanks,
of that
guys.
in one podcast.
All that one podcast. The podcast to end all podcasts. It was great. Guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. This is episode 96, which means episode 100 is around the corner, which means I have to ping some people about a list that we have to build. So we'll get there. We'll plan that episode soon here. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, if you enjoyed, leave that thumbs up, leave the 5-star review on audio platforms. It really helps the show continue to grow. Tofr, if little stinkly winklies want to find the internet, where would they go?
The easiest way to find me is through my Linktree, which is Play Nice Kids in one word.
Hell yeah. And guys, of course, you can find me at CGDannyB all over the internet. Links are in the bio. You can just click on those and find the stuff. Don't miss us next week as we get into our Steam Next Fest stuff, which will probably end up being another 2 weeks of dope demos that we played. So look forward to all of those. And you can blow up your wish list like we're about to. Catch for TTRPGs again Thursday night, Folk and Myth. Thursday night, the episode comes out. Monday night, Jollywood over on Rediscovery RPG. And then Tuesday night, Fallout over on my channel, twitch.tv/CGDannyB. So much dice rolling to be had. Love you guys. Cheers, you guys. You're beautiful. You're lovely. And we'll talk to you next time. Mwah.